Thank you, Jitendra ji. Thank you, Kalpana madam and organizers for giving me a golden opportunity to share my ideas with the galaxy of intellectuals. I know that Rishi College is very reputed, and Jitendra ji, you have nicely presented the scenario, Anna, and uh, now I am sharing my slide, Anna. I hope the slides are seen. So great of you, sir. And
जी बोल
Anna,
सकते
sir, so great of you, respected sir. And as you have very rightly mentioned, new inventions or inventions. So in this context, it is my good luck to share this invention, which is Borosil Mansingh service meter and Friccohesity chemistry for quality for nano formulation of quality products. Basically, Borosil is a global brand, and Mansingh is my name. And service meter is a new breakthrough, new invention, which has international patent. And since it is commercialized by Borosil, and now it is booming in the world globally. Initially, this tensiometer, viscometer, and other devices they were being imported, but now it's a that very pleasuring moment that and a pride moment that now the service meter is being exported, and we can understand that the this dollar price and also revenues and all, in that way this service meter, the nomenclature of this service meter is very simple. SUR basically defines the surface engineering, like surface property, surface charges, and surface area, and surface alignment. We know very well that whenever there are certain dipolar alignment, it starts from the surface, then percolates to the bulk. So VIS stands for viscous flow or the bulk properties. So this is the nomenclature of this word, and meter is a quantitative, we know. So service meter. And now Friccohesity chemistry, we know very well that Fermi energy and Dirac, they gave the formula for understanding the quantum mechanical energies or quantum energy, and the Hamiltonian operator, which transforms or which explains the transformation of the potential energy into the working or the kinetic energy. So similarly here, Friccohesity chemistry is a energy operator, and this energy operator, whenever nano formulations are being done, that time we add certain ingredients, and ingredient themselves in their original state, they have their own energy. So whenever it is the ingredients are added, that time its cohesive forces are, that is the potential energy, is being transformed into the adhesive energy or the kinetic energy. Then it leads to the distribution of the molecules or ingredients. If it is uniformly distributed, that time the cohesive forces are least, and the adhesive forces are the highest, or the frictional forces are the highest. So that's why we say the genesis of this is the genesis of the Friccohesity is that the frictional forces and the cohesive forces, we have come across the oil and water stages, because they are not soluble mutually. They have their interfacial tension. In such situation, when we add surfactant or some other molecule or biomolecule like proteins, DNA, other thing, that time what happens, their individual cohesive forces is transformed into adhesive forces. forces. So as per the label, as per the quantitative label or the energy of this adhesive force, the quality of the resultant material is decided. That's why, and it is noted as a Friccohesity chemistry. Nano formulation foundationally depend on the equipartitioning. So equipartitioning leads to the equal distribution of your particle, where you could say the uniform alignment, or may lead to kind of a single lattice arrangement where the properties differ. Then if it is not, if it is heterogeneous alignment, that's why this reflects that the Friccohesity chemistry or Friccohesity itself develops a remarkable new chemistry which is 100% applied. So I hope the genesis of the Borosil Mansingh service meter and the Friccohesity chemistry is explained to you. And currently there is a too much focus on the material sciences. You can see the textile, you can see the house interior designing, you can see paints and pigments, you can see TFT, coloring, so many things. So their nano formulation or quality product formulation is an essential or pharmaceuticals. If when you are taking drug, and if the proper quality formulation is not done outside, and if you take and it in the blood, it goes and it get coagulated, then there is no use of such. Rather it is putting unnecessary undesired stress on our blood circulation. So blood pressure could be changed, and heart unnecessarily face the this stressing. So this is the completely new in these are the completely new inventions. And and Jitendra ji very nicely focused that or highlighted that the time of invention is there, and everyone has the idea. Does not mean that only one person can express idea, but question is nurturing, lead taking it to the bottom line. So these things indicates that and now the service meter measures, as I told you, the surface tension, the interfacial tension, the surface area, the surface charges, the state of coagulation, and the equipartitioning or viscosity, intrinsic viscosity, molecular weight of your polymer. And there are very certain situations where MALDI TOF in general, the molecular weight is of the macromolecules is determined using MALDI TOF. But the concept of the MALDI TOF that your targeted molecule should undergo the fragmentation. But there are many situations, especially molecule, if they undergo fragmentation, then their quality is completely changed. So this is the excellent device where without subjecting the molecule to any external forces like laser light or electric potential or something else, the molecule remains in natural form. The fundamental issue condition for that is that the molecule should be monodispersed, because monodispersion has the higher surface area and the charges are also optimized, so that will have its own alignment with the solvent, whichever solvent. If it is water soluble, then water. If it is ethanol or organic solvents, so the targeted molecule should be the the monodispersed in your that solution. And after that we develop a calibration curve by taking the certain molecules, three molecule minimum of three different molecular weight, and their intrinsic viscosity. Because intrinsic viscosity does not depend on the concentration, it depends on the size. So we develop a graph and then we do. So this is whenever, as I told you, that when we are doing the nano formulation, I told you that it should be completely homogeneous, and then we say that there should be continuity among the in the solution, and that is only possible as I told you that the cohesion is completely converted into the adhesion. But now here, when we determine whether what is the level of the cohesion, that time we opt, this service meter opts for the non-conductivity. non-continuous viscous flow or non-continuum viscous flow. There's that provision in this device, and when it is complete in continuum model, that time we opt for the continuum or the viscous flow model. So at that time, if we know very well that if it is completely monodispersed, that time we can say that isentropic monodispersibility. Isentropic means, as I told you, everywhere in the solution, wherever solution is there in all portions, the same density is there, homogeneity is there. So that time we could say that the collisions level, other thing, they are almost constant. That's why we say isentropic, means enthalpy remains constant. So in that case, this thermodynamics plays the master role, because gives energy because the purpose, if there is a reacting system, that time gives energy, plays the master role. But here secondary bonds, hydrogen bonds, electrostatic bonds, others, so this level of G, that's why this equation highlighted. And when the situation reaches to the level that the homogeneous and stability, the fundamental point is, we know very well that whenever we bring we buy the this medicinal syrup and bring to the home, overnight we see it gets settled. Why it gets settled? Because the adhesive forces were weaker and the cohesive forces were still there. The purpose of nano formulation or the purpose of excellent product is that the cohesive forces should be completely converted into the adhesive forces, and this is a very simultaneous process. One may ask the question, why what is the need of the service meter? The need of the service meter is that the cohesion adhesion at the time of nano formulation are simultaneous, very simultaneous. It is not exposed to when suppose there had been two devices, for one for cohesion determination, another for adhesion determination, then sample could have been transferred to different, so could have been exposed to the different glass surfaces, different experimental conditions and environment. But that those kind of we could say undesired things, when there is just like a oxidation reduction very simultaneous. So this is a remarkable breakthrough in the world. That's why industry people and all those who are working on the focusing the molecular economy. Molecular economy means each molecule, when it is monodispersed, expresses its own properties. So that's why this thermodynamics is applied. And TKT means, this TKT is written here, thermodynamic, kinetic and entropic. Entropic means the topographical entropy. People have Rudolf Clausius have coined this entropy. That is true, but internal. But topography is also essential when it is monodispersion. The molecule which are this, or the samples which are monodispersion, that time we say interfacial tension zero. Interfacial tension zero. So that time the surface and bulk, they have the same properties. So that is very important. In that condition, TKT, thermodynamic, kinetic and entropic. So topographical entropy is also predicts the alignment of charges, how the charges, whether they are accumulated at certain points or they are equally whatever surface of your molecule is there. For example, proteins, when electrostatic forces are there, when you unfold the protein, that time whether they are equally distributed or somewhere more, somewhere less. So that could also create the ingredient, energy or charge ingredient. So this service meter is an Friccohesity chemistry inventions are very critical to take the note of them and also to solve them. We further, by adding certain additives or something, we try to achieve the only one state, not two state, that the surface energy different and bulk. No, we go for monodispersion. That's why this is written here that the cohesive infers this one. When, as I told you, that in case of the nano formulation, our purpose is that no bond should be broken. When no bond should be broken, that time you could understand that the only secondary bond where H is important, and when H is energy released on secondary bond formation, that time directly it is responsible for distribution, because no bonds are broken. Chemically, glucose you are taking, when glucose outside is processed, if bonds are broken outside and we take that, then what energy will be liberated? Nothing. So the glucose should as such go to the cell, and there it should release the energy. So and G is required in the cell. G is required when you are preparing different products by reactions, by reaction engineering. However, it is also very critical that the solvent, if solvent is putting too much, solvent is having higher cohesive forces, the reactants will also not be equally distributed, and they will not communicate mutually. So the cohesive del H, this I hope you understood this slide, the meaning of this slide, and cohesive forces infer that H. So we do not want much cohesive. We want that it should be converted into the adhesive forces. So Friccohesity chemistry makes in situ energy management in systems. So that way, now I have already mentioned that monodispersion, quantum energy, or you could say the potential energy is converted into the kinetic energy, or we have been saying eigen functions are transformed into the eigen energy. It was given by the Hamiltonian. But now, because this Friccohesity chemistry, and there is also a Mansing constant, so this Friccohesity chemistry and Mansing constant has taken the note, and it has completely substituted the Hamiltonian operator, because this Friccohesity chemistry acts as an energy transport operator. Because whenever formulations are done, we want that whatever energy is liberated, it should be acquired by the molecule, and molecule should gain the kinetic energy and should get either the activities for monodispersion or for alignment. So within this, it takes a very remarkable mechanical steps. So this and develop the QMANF, quantum mechanically active nanoformulations. Once more, this is the monodispersion. Surface charges are oscillating, and this surface charge is oscillating, and this is at the rate of second per meter, that is interfacial operator, and this second per meter is the Friccohesity. So you could say it is the rate of the transformation of the cohesive forces into the adhesive forces. That's why in the equation, in one equation, these parameters are the important parameters. And monodispersion, I have already explained that the IFT, interfacial tension, should be very least, and already explained, Jitendra sir has also explained that there is a time of technology transfer. So TOT is nothing but technology transfer of the service meter, and that's why it is to the Borosil, which is a global brand, and there is no competitor of the Borosil in the world, and its a catalog number this much. It is also internationally patented by Singapore government and manufacturing. And this service meter was calibrated at National Physical Laboratory. We know very well that the NPL and BPL means British Physical Laboratory, which is at Amsterdam. They were commissioned, and National Physical Laboratory in India at the time of British government. They were commissioned in 1946. So their standard calibrations are equal, same. So now coming to the point that Friccohesity chemistry elucidates the mass surface area. You know very well, if it is monodispersion, we say less mass, more work. This is the fundamental science of the Friccohesity chemistry, that less mass more. If it is a coagulated, coagulation does not do anything, because the surface, there's energy, surface energies or energy, they have been used in coagulating them. So their size more, surface energy least, will not communicate. So Friccohesity chemistry and the service meter have been a very joint kind of a joint venture golden inventions, which have been a breakthrough in nano formulating the products and also molecular economy. And so these in this area, nano formulating in photoluminescent or photoluminescent nanomaterials, when you want to develop a nano thin film, and detergent, cosmetics, textile, lubricants, photocatalyst, and this dyeing, pigments, and oil, and this petroleum, interior house designing, rejuvenating the capillary action of the soil, because hydrogel, by adding, how the water is not coagulated but it is monodispersed by adding certain biomass. And so these are the situation when you can say this, the biomass adherence is there, no coherence. This biomass has converted the cohesive forces of the soil or the minerals of the soil, which have been coagulating the water or have been developing the larger hydration sphere of the water with highest potential energy. And this water could not be taken by the root hairs, because root hairs are very delicate. So biomass is added. The purpose of the adding biomass is that it is transforming the cohesive forces or the large size hydrated that situation of the hydrated water into the monomer water, and then root hairs could easily. So we have developed a kind of biomass and this in the pot, where if we use that biomass in the pot, the plant, by chance, if it was growing in for example 3 months, now it is growing in 1.5 months only, because the life of the plants depend totally on the intake of the water from the soil. So this has been a wonder. And now you could say that this situation, we have taken basically the antioxidants, flavonoids and others, and we wanted to develop the nano emulsion. See the last one, these are the macro emulsions, 1%, 2%, 3%. See the opaqueness. Why there's opaqueness? Because the coagulated fragments differ, they are not equal. So the light which is reflected by diffracted by one strikes with the another, because the light which is diffracted by other is of different wavelength. So now if you go to the extreme right, you find that transparent. Why transparent? Monodispersion, surface area same, everything same, reflection mechanism same, and the light response same. So we can say that 100% potential energy, this equation infers that the less mass, more work, 100% energy. Less mass in the sense coagulation is not there, rather monodispersion is there. So these are the again very important point, that this Mansingh operator or Mansingh constant basically replacing this, because this energy we are adding the ingredients that we are not subjecting it to any external condition like heating or the stirring minimum, but we are adding the DMSO, and then DMSO dipoles, they themselves are liberating their energy when it was their cohesive forces, and then it has monodispersed and properly aligned the antioxidant molecules, and this is the transparency 100%. Similarly, at a copper, we know very well copper nanoparticle. Why it is? See, add here, copper 2 is 3d9. 3d9, one electron is oscillating. And when one electron is oscillating, then the potential energy is being converted into the kinetic energy, and this energy is being is capable on adhering. Adhesive forces, I told, on the glass wall when you are preparing. If you compare others, because 1 electron is there. Similarly, this band gap band gap in case of our quantum, this QMANF is standard is 3.8 or 4, but it is 1.2 because they are very intimately and intimately adhere. No any coagulating forces is taking away, while the adhesive force is intimating them. So this intimation is also, that's why you have seen that this one is reflecting sharply, because here the band gap is very high, but here the band gap is least, and here also band gap is also least. So now we could say this similarly. The lanthanides, probably you know, praseodymium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, nanorods, and these have never been synthesized at normal temperature pressure. And scientists globally have been developing them at more than 800 or 1300 degrees centigrade. And when we applied our Friccohesity chemistry here, it was surprising result that only at normal temperature pressure this problem was tackled. So this reaction is noted as crash reaction methodology. Sodium, the method we have taken, sodium 3s1 electron oscillating, and it has adhesive nature. And when we brought the nitrates of this lanthanides, and simply this sodium was at 50 degrees centigrade, was this heated and then added. Surprisingly, we got enormous lanthanide hydroxides and hydrogen, and there was no need of adding water from outside. So we got an excellent lanthanides. And this surface, you can say that here more, if 100% activation here, then their surface, their bulk energy least. This is the fundamental graph that we want in monodispersion. Almost all the atoms of the molecules which are monodispersed, they are activated, so their bulk energy is almost nil. And so that way it is. And this is just like as I told you, quantum, their wave functions are almost same. And so this Friccohesity chemistry, as I told you, that there were scientists, Isidore Traube and Lecomte, German, and Wilhelm Friedrich Ostwald. Ostwald, you have been doing probably experiments. So they thought that cohesion is not connected to the adhesion, while they are mutual. So they were confused. They even could not touch. They could not dream. And also the another set of scientists, this Avelode, Poisel, they also thought that viscosity is different than the cohesion, or the adhesion is different, but no, they are mutual. So Isidore, Traube, Lecomte, they have been engaged with the tensiometers, and this Wilhelm Friedrich Ostwald, Avelode, Poisel, they have been engaged with the viscous flow or viscosity or shear stress, but they could not touch the interfacial science. The fundamental global potential of cream is the interfacial, because molecules are same together. Water, if you want to determine water, water is water. So fundamentally they could not understand the different molecular arrangement. They thought this different because surface and bulk, if we engineer them, we get a monodispersion. So they thought they're different, while they are the different molecular alignment. They are not different phenomena. Of course the property change when. So once we bring them, we align them, we get an excellent chemistry. So this is the crux of the matter of the Friccohesity chemistry, and also the significance of the service meter, because together tracking the cohesive force, which is surface tension, and also together simultaneously tracking or measuring the viscosity, which represents the adhesive force or the kinetic energy. So these are very, and as I told you, calibrated with National Physical Laboratory. And see the and Friccohesity state of the art. It is not a continuity. Whatever ingredient you add, as per their concentration, that state will be developed. So this Friccohesity represent the state. Now if you see this, the Friccohesity graph, and this is the viscosity graph and this is also Friccohesity. So they also a trending, but this basically this state, they are state wise, because concentration same thing is also there, and limiting state wise. And they are, once is a monodispersion, then it is a fundamental remarkable oscillating quantum mechanical material, quantum nanoparticle or nanoformulation fundamentally. And this is the people are using this device. This is somewhere here at the this at Swami Ramanand Tirth University, Maharashtra, Rusa people are using. They are using it as an analytical tool, charging money for analysis. So this is excellently serving the scientific society, not in India, globally, worldwide. So and Friccohesity chemistry, though I have already explained to scientists, so this will go ahead, and now it is a root and shoot model, because whenever, as I told you in the beginning, everyone has golden ideas. Sometimes they do not take note, or they take them casually. If we take them seriously, then it will become a banyan tree. So in beginning sprouting roots, rough ideas, vague ideas are coming, but scientists think just like a Archimedes eureka. So if we are fascinated by them, then we will screen them out. But we are casual, we will not screen out. So whether it is a important idea, whether it is a preferential idea, we are not able to distinguish. We do not use that wisdom. So, and then the scientists, and you know very well, the scientists, they are ultra sensitive. Newton sitting under the tree, and this James Watt, when was traveling from, he belonged to a very poor family. So when he was traveling from his village to the nearby town by horse cart, the horse cart person owner was strongly whipping the horse, so that more and more rounds and more that money could be earned. But this small boy James Watt thought, oh my God, there is a cruelty on the animal, because he was not capable to control. So he thought one day he will develop a cart where there will be no horse. So this idea went to his mind, and this idea, he was all the time thinking, oh, cart running. So one day when he saw the Ketli, and then Ketli lid uplifted, he thought, my God, this is the distance cover by energy. So then James, what you know, so science research is like come, and then the shoots roots, the idea generating, and the barrier in the beginning, this is the barrier, very screen, very difficult barrier. One has to die in the sense, one has to sacrifice totally, and then only new roots will come out. So shoots are coming, constructive, and then the application at banyan tree. So this is the device which is before you now. It is but surprise, however, inventors never bother, they never bother. This is such a quality invention, remarkable invention. It should have, though it is in many IITs, NITs, universities, and others industries maximum. But it's at least scientists and users like you take initiative that it should come in the syllabuses of all, so that the students could come across, could get inspiration. I am not saying this is not for any inventor, this is for nation. Inventors all the time die, the invention survive. So this is the, and it has superseded at least 100 scientist invention. They thought only no interfacial, can we distinguish that oxidation and one hand, and then the after some time then the reduction will occur. No, they are together. So same situation is in the nano formulation. A remarkable, you can say, a quantum mechanical touch has been introduced in the nano formulation, where quality less, work more. And so that way, see the same thing here, excellent shining. Why? Because quality. See, this is when the forces, generally we think that in the glass, that the molecule, okay, they are properly here. If you see this structure, almost proper alignment, but we thought, let us see what happens on sonication. See, it is this flask is empty, nothing is added, but the dislocation, See, the alignment is disrupted in the solid state. And so Friccohesity for solid material is a fundamental breakthrough for predicting the uniform placement or alignment. Now see, this is the also the lead. The networking capillary action. If any capillary damage our body, full of capillaries, our kidney, lungs, heart, everything is connected to the capillary. So this service meter Friccohesity chemistry have been proven asset in biosciences, biophysical sciences. So same thing, you can have a look. See, this is energy. I told you this also fundamental science shining, and this quantum energy oscillations, and this is just to show you oil. This is completely oil here, and then water is this water is added, and when there are, see this structure this side, when the small amount of the surfactant added, so the whole kinetics was determined. how much how much surfactant with how much water and with how much this oil was taken. So this has been a remarkable kinetics which is possible to determine the interfacial. They develop here interfacial science. As I told you, the interfacial, if interfacial times is zero, interfacial tense is 0 millinewton per meter, then 100% monomer or monodispersion. So this is a wonder that one can study. Only this is possible when this service meter has come in existence, because interfacial tension could also be measured. So you can see the size of the drop. Later on we add. So this is not a rough idea that you can roughly take any amount of it, surfactant, any amount of oil and any amount of water, and no, act ultra accurately, because then only functionality you can save the material, and you can also develop the quality or the this more function. Same thing here. It is just mentioned that Lecomte just in open. I was 1 year in Japan for testing this service meter. So I conducted more than thousands experiment there, Kyoto University. So I found this is just in open material goes, but with service meter, with this service meter, no material goes out. So no contamination. Same thing, and this is the, as I told you, this if you are someone is interested to determine the viscosity, simple formula, and then surface tension, and because they are energy transfer, as I told you. And now this is the Singh equation, because Friccohesity chemistry or Friccohesity is the new parameter. So how quantitatively it is determined? It is a Singh equation. So this Singh equation, as I told you, Singh energy operator. Don't please say that I am taking my name. My name, Newton name is also there. Ultimately, I will die tomorrow. The invention and research will be there. Does not mean I am possessive. I am speaking science. So this is the Friccohesity of resultant material, and this is of the medium, and T is the viscous flow time of the sample, and T0 is of the medium. B by T is a kinetic energy correction. By chance if it is higher because coagulated, so kinetic energy correction, it is a difficulty inside solution will not flow. It will be very high, but if it is least, so we found that it was 10 to power minus 7. So it is ultra accurate monodispersion. So this also predicts the quality of your material. And this is the N is the pendant drop number, because drop non-continuum, and N0 is the medium, and this is the buoyancy because it is in air, so buoyancy correction. Now, as I told you that ultra accuracy, so buoyancy correction and the kinetic energy correction 10 to power minus 7. So we omitted this, and when we omitted, okay, so this is again a fundamental, as I took cited there, that the photoluminescent monodispersion, excellent this photoluminescence, recycling of the water. If dyes and other things are added, within no time they are complete. And molecular weight determination, as I told you, by using the Markov-Vink constant. And this we determined the this is mentioned here, that if it is monodispersion, then excellent value of the this thing. This is single drop method. For suppose it is a polluted sample, take the polluted sample here in this is IFT, and also bring a solvent where only the pollutants are extracted. So this is slowly, and then you can understand that which pollutant is extracted in which solvent. So that way it is also a fundamentally significant. And so and one can also determine the pi, that conjugation or contribution of individual pi. For example, the benzene and cyclobenzene, I have to determine, and we found, see here, this for this benzene 14.32, and when you go to the individual molecule, and that time 1.2 only contribution for here is it. This is the for the cyclohexane, and this is for the benzene, and then this difference. So because we are comparing 3, so we have divided by 3 this, so 1.2 millinewton per meter contribution. So service meter also determines, can also determine that your individual molecule is having how many pi bonds, and how it is conjugated. And it is very, very important, because we know farmers are suffering. So this is basically, if it is interfacial and tension is increasing, it means coagulation. So we have conducted one experiment, water and isopropyl alcohol. In one case we have added sodium acetate, another case we have added ammonium acetate. So ammonium acetate, because NH4 sites for hydrogen bonding, decrease the surface tension, and when it decreases the surface tension, it means wettability is the highest, then the least amount of the pesticide or organic pesticide, and larger area coverage. So this was its repercussion. Same thing also at what level the protein molecule magnetorheological fluids, because if you add something in the protein, it becomes difficult, but it is from outside magnetically. This indicates that the magnet of a specific that Tesla field, it was outside the service meter, and then we determined. So this also focuses at what step the unfolding steps get stabilized. So this is unfolding step get stabilized, and this, as I told you, Mansingh equation, these two parameters, they are 10 to power minus 7. So we have omitted, and we got this equation, final this equation. Now this this sigma naught and t naught and n naught, they also belong to the medium. That's why they are also taken out. Here they are taken out. So this taken out is directly a Mansingh constant, and because it is the fundamental, it predicts the fundamental nature of the medium, how it interact, how it is inhibiting the coagulation, how it is leading to develop the adherence. So that's why this equation, it is a Mansingh constant. So we can say this MC is a Mansingh constant, so you can say directly proportional. So we have seen when the monodispersion is there, then the cohesive force is unleashed, then the short size pendant tops are developed and number increase, and the viscous adherence is more. That's why this is a fundamentally new breakthrough, this Mansingh equation. And so the unit, this, as I told you, centimeter per meter, and reverse of this, you can understand velocity. So it is an excellent device, and this is here when and Friccohesity, I told you that frictional cohesive force are taken into account. So here, when two are taking into account with the concentration, you found the resolution. But when you are taking only one-fold viscous forces, then no resolution. That's why this is this 1,000 times better, and it's the wake size. And this is also photoluminescent. Why? Mining, because almost the monodispersion. And see the molecular economy here, and we are developing the paints, pigments, formulation. Why there is a patches with time? Because no monoformulation, no monodispersion. So somewhere some 10 molecules are there absorbing maximum amount, absorbing this one maximum amount of UV, and then it percolates because haploidally molecules are placed, and then localized energy, kinetic energy starts growing in comparison to the other side. So the energy gap to start wherever it is monodispersion, there is a Friccohesity resonating energy transfer, because energy, in case of the nanothin film, the energy is sharply reflected. You have seen why there is no question of getting much energy at a specific point, because whole molecules are equally placed, so they will respond equally. So this is noticed as Friccohesity resonating energy transfer, FRET. But here, so by service meter, by Friccohesity, we can design, and this is the medical use, and this disinfectants, and we know very well that in the jaundice, jaundice, yellow goes this yellow urine, yellow eyes like this. So this is a simple method. In urine sample, surface tension is 66 millinewton per meter. But when there is a jaundice there, then bilirubin protein is from liver secreted and goes to the urine. That time its surface tension decreases 55. So standardly what we have done, that we take the dried sulfur nanoparticle, and we take the sample, urine. People generally do urine sample and the water. They when and you want to check that yes, it is a jaundice. So what will happen, because less tension, so the particle will get settled, will go down. However, in case of water, they will not, they will float on that. Or so this is just this thing. Otherwise no sulfur is used, no other thing used. Directly the service meter is used. So medically it is used. It is also the tears of the wine, and because it depends on alcohol and water, they come together. Alcohol evaporated early because binding forces are less. So but water does not. Water gets condensed because of cohesive forces, and it comes out. It's a tears because it's just a play of Friccohesity chemistry. And this is surface tension measured this much accuracy, and interfacial tension, wetting coefficient, surface area, viscosity, activation energy, Friccohesity, molecular weight. There's so many parameters, and one can determine. And this is the person who is measuring this. Important thing is this anti-wrinkle creams. This is fundamentally very important. And Jammu and Kashmir farmer, they are also suffering because you use spray, and then growing fruits. If somewhere large number of the pesticide is accumulated, somewhere not. So because there is a tender stage, so that also rupture, and inside flow is also diverted, so nutrients are not coming. So that's why this the situation. Surface area one can determine, and this IFT one can determine. Ostwald service meter gone. Previously people are using Avalod's, using Canon, Brookfield, and Ludwig stalgometer. All now, so the service meter you can say the R4 M4, that is reduce, reuse, recycle, redesign the material for multi-purpose, multitasking, multi-tracking, and multi-use. So this is an, see this nano hydrogel stably. Nano hydrogel are developed just to check whether thermodynamic kinetic stability, because they are heat holding and excellent water holding. So same thing as I told you, that the monodispersion of photocatalyst, and then it has reduced the dye and water settled, and ultimately you can use this water for again reuse. So that's why, see this simply from the your tea bags we developed the this graphene oxide and sheets also. So this is when the you're sensitive, you are developing any drug or another molecule which is sensitive to the light. So this is dark, in the dark. This service meter is for molecular weight, for like graphene and others which are slightly this photosensitive, so they are used. So this is an excellent that's model, and this is the book here. This is this book service meter, and you can go through this book. And this is the another book of the Friccohesity chemistry, which is published by the Cambridge. So this Cambridge scholars publishing now, it is very globally serving the society. And as I told you, national physicality calibration, Borosil, everything. And sir, so sir, Honorable Jitendra sir, I have completed. Jitendra sir, I am respected sir. I am keen to know the small small queries, anything, and so that I can say कि yes, yes, I have done my duty. No problem. Any question, because all questions are important. I encourage the participants. I do not know participants are in how many number, and because it is lunch time. Hello sir, Jitendra ji. Sir, I requested madam to record my lecture. So it is recorded. Okay, sir. So, sir, how you will upload on your this side or you will send to me? You will send on your. Ha ha ha. Ha, no, no, true, true. But I hope you will also upload on your website, na? Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. If no question, है ना? Okay, sir. Thank you. I am withdrawing. हृदय से करते हो? Great, sir. Okay, I am withdrawing. Thank you very much, sir.